So the new Deadmines mini expansion has come out and we have some new cards. We have 16 in fact, and I thought I would go through them and see what my opinions are on them and if I think this will change the meta enough for me to be excited for standard. So let's start off. I'm obviously not going to do this in a very like organized way. I'm more excited just about to read the cards, so sorry for the lack of like organization, but I figured might as well talk about it. 3 mana Amulets of Undying, tradable. Resurrect one friendly death rattle minion, upgrades when traded shadow. So I guess every time you upgrade it, it increments by 1. The problem with this card I could see is that you need death rattle minions to die. I don't know if there is enough density of death rattle minions for priests to really make this card that effective. I will say this card is extremely powerful. If you can get to the point in a game of Hearthstone where you have traded this a bunch, there is a point where you can get 7 cards, because sometimes just drawing for 1 mana is going to be better than playing this, which means the more the game goes on, the better it gets. I also wonder if at the end of like your deck, if you just keep trading this, does it keep incrementing? I'm not sure. That'd be a cool interaction, but I think it's pretty good. But I don't know if it's going to be fast enough currently. Blackwater Cutlass, 1 mana 2/2 weapon for rogue, tradable. After you trade this, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 1. So for rogue, this is pretty freaking powerful. 1 mana 2/2 weapon is just better than the hero power. Plus it's tradable. So there is an advantage of just in a tempo based matchup to play this on turn 1, but then to follow it up, like sometimes you just don't need it. Sometimes it's not worthy enough to play as a 1 mana 2/2. So you just trade it, discount a spell. Rogue likes discounts. I could see this card actually being played. This card is pretty bonkers. Brilliant Macaw, 3 mana 3/3 battlecry, repeat the last battlecry you played. It's also a beast for shaman. This card is very interesting because it says repeat the last battlecry you played. It doesn't matter if this is way down the line. Like you could theoretically just play like Shutterwalk for wild and then play this after and it repeats it. I wonder if this card will have enough time. It's really decent in like potentially a deck like Elemental Shaman, where you play the guy who discounts all your elementals and then you play this after, and it's like, holy crap. Probably going to be used quite a bit in the like near future. I have a feeling that this is going to be pretty strong at some point. It just seems like a pretty nutty card. Worst case scenario, it's a 3 mana 3/3. Best case scenario, you probably get an insane amount of value off. So pretty cool. Crow's Nest Lookout, 3 mana 2/2 Demon Hunter card for, it's also a demon. Battlecry, deal 2 damage to the left and right most enemy minions. Okay, so I think this card's really good. You could clearly tell that they're pushing this kind of effect because this is kind of nuts. The one thing I don't know for sure, and I think it would work like Cutlass, is that is there 1 minion on the enemy side, does it deal 4 damage? Maybe. If it is like that, this card's nuts. If it's not like that, it's still pretty good. You can almost see this as like a 3 mana 2/2 deal 2 damage to a minion. If you get both, pretty good. I think if it hits the same minion twice though, it's really strong. So pretty good card. Defias Blastfisher for Hunter, 5 mana 3/2 Pirates, Battlecry, deal 2 damage to a random enemy, repeat for each of your beasts. Okay, very interesting. So you definitely have to do some setup here, and it is a random enemy, so there might be like a case for some kind of an OTK. Maybe. Is this card good enough? I don't know. It is very slow, and the fact that it's a random enemy might not be good enough. But like if there is a way that you could summon a bunch of beasts, and we haven't seen all the cards yet for this set, this card could be very strong. It seems like they're heavily pushing like some archetypes here. Like, by the way, all these cards are very strong, by the way. Pretty nuts. I don't know if this card's actually as good as the other ones. It requires a lot of setup, and usually cards in Hunter that require a lot of setups aren't super great. If only we had a Lynch the Hound still. If only. Defias Cannoneer, 3 mana 3/3 Pirates. After your hero attacks, deal 2 damage to a random enemy twice. This is also for Warrior. This card's really good. It fits right into Pirate Warrior, which is generally what you want to do. You do want a potential weapon because it would make this card better. So it's almost better to go like Sword Eater Curve into a 3 mana 3/3 like Defias Cannoneer. This card's really good. It's another density of pirates, which makes Pirate Warrior even better. I have a feeling in Wild this card's going to be just nuts, but I can see this card being played. Definitely just fits kind of a nice little 3 mana slot for Pirate Warrior. So definitely fun. Defias Leper, 2 mana 3/2 Priest minion. Battlecry, if you're holding a shadow spell, deal 2 damage, pirate. I don't know how that's a pirate, but okay. I think the biggest problem with this card is like okay, so this kind of fits like the aggro Shadow Priest lineup, almost what that deck was to the Lucia. I think the biggest problem is like, do you really want to be an aggro Priest deck right now? Maybe, but I don't generally think it's that great. The current meta, there's just better cards. So I don't know if Defias Leper is going to really do anything. This is probably not that great, but maybe there's something else for aggro Shadow Priest that's going to be good. It's not even bad in like some kind of mid-range Shadow Priest. It's not a bad card. I just don't think it's like nearly as good as the other ones in this. Druid of the Reef, 1 mana 1/1. Choose one. Transform into a 3/1 shark with rush or a 1/3 turtle with taunt. And it's a druid card, obviously. This is a really powerful card. 1 mana 1/3 with taunt is really good against aggro decks. And then if you ever just need a 1 mana 3/1 rush, that's nuts. Good card. What is there to say? Just good card. Galaka Glutton, 3 mana 2/3 neutral minion. Battlecry, destroy a beast and gain +1/+1. It's also a pirate. Okay, so I saw this on Twitter already, but if your opponent plays Moonfang, you just play this and they're the saddest person on the planet. Is this card going to be actually ran? Depending on how many beasts there are. It really depends if there's a good density of beasts in the metagame. But yeah, sometimes you just blow your opponent out of the water. So good tech card. We like to see good tech cards. It's like a soft tech card. 8 mana 6/6 Grey Sage Parrot. That's a large minion for mage. Battlecry, repeat the last spell you've cast that costs 5 or more and it's a beast. Wow, that's a really powerful effect. You could go Mask Cthulhu into this, and that is terrifying. You could go Flame Strike into this, and that is terrifying. Wow, this is a really scary card. Apex's Blast is probably good. It probably just targets something randomly. That is pretty spicy. Best case scenario here is really good. Worst case scenario here is you play an 8 mana 6/6. Is that good? Probably good enough. Is Minion Mage going to be better than Quest Mage? Highly doubtful, but maybe. Optimistic on maybe Mage Minion being a cool thing. If Mage Minions come back, then I'm more likely to play Standard, but we'll have to wait and see. Man the Cannons, 2 mana warrior spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion and 1 damage to all other minions. All right, this is a very effective removal. Let's be real here. This is nuts. Holy moly. I can't even imagine. Like, this is so good. Control Warrior runs this, I think, almost guaranteed. You can almost compare this to that. I forgot what the card's called, but it deals 5 damage to randomly across all minions. And because you get the guarantee where 3 of that damage goes, it's very powerful. This card is probably going to be ran. Really good card. Monstrous Parrot, 4 mana 3/4 Hunter Beast. Battlecry, repeat the last friendly death rattle that triggered. Okay, so this is kind of like the reverse of this card, which is actually hilarious. Is this good enough? The problem with this is, like, you need a death rattle to get triggered, and they keep trying to push Death Rattle Hunter, and I don't know why. The problem with Death Rattle Hunter is, like, you don't really have the time to really do, like, Death Rattle things, because by the time you actually get to do it, you die. So probably not good enough, but maybe I'm optimistic on it. We'll have to wait and see. Need for Greed. Demon Hunter, tradable spell. Draw 3 cards. If drawn this turn, this costs 3. Okay, let's be real here. The density of Demon Hunter draw is nuts. OTK Demon Hunter gets a little bit better with this, and especially with Kurtrus. If you get to get this card post Kurtrus, this card is 1 mana if you draw it. That's not fair. This is not okay. This is like almost arguably better than Skull of Gul'dan in some senses, and because it's tradable, it's even okay. This is really strong card. OTK Demon Hunter probably got better. Shadow Blade Slinger, 1 mana 2/1 Warlock. I never thought to myself we would ever get a Warlock Pirate. Battlecry, if you're taking damage this turn, deal that much damage to a minion. If this card said deal that much damage to any character, holy moly, that would be so fun. To a minion, does Warlock really need more removal? I don't think so. Maybe goes into the Quest Warlock deck. Just a good card. I mean, like, let's be real here. Like, almost every single card here is really strong in their own right, but it just really depends on the context of the current meta and how much things change. Sunwing Squawker, 4 mana 3/4 Paladin minion beast. Battlecry, repeat the last spell you've cast on a friendly minion on this. Okay, so again, this is a really interesting card. You want to curve this on 4, so Hand of Adal is good because you get a draw. It basically cycles itself. Blessing of Authority strong. Libram of Hope could be really good with this because you just get an extra 8/8, and I think that would actually work with Lady Leogen as well. Cool card. I actually think that this card actually can see play because it's just good in almost every single Paladin deck, so cool. Last card, Warlock, Wicked Shipment, 1 mana, tradable. Summon 2 1/1 imps. Upgrades by 2 when traded. So I imagine that this gets better imps or more imps the more you trade it. Probably not going to see play. Warlock doesn't need this card. I don't know why they keep printing a card like this, but that is my general consensus on the new cards. Now, to be real with you, Do I see these cards being effective? Probably. Are they better than the current metagame that is Quest Mage, Garrett Rogue? I don't think so. I think the one problem that we keep seeing from these new cards is they're just not effective enough. Now, some of these we'll see play. Like Druid of the Reef is nuts in Aggro Druid. Like this card's nuts. In Aggro Druid, you're like, you only have the scroll as a 1-drop. Now you can put this in and just do amazing things. Like these cards are good, but I don't know. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. You look fantastic.